Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Zainab. Welcome to my daily recitation of the Holy Quran. I hope that you're having a very nice day 5 of Ramadan, inshallah. And that if you're fasting today, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easy for you, not too difficult. I hope your day is filled with quiet time and reflection, peace. If you're studying, I hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bestowing in you growing knowledge and deen, inshallah. So today we're going to be reading Juz 5, chapter 5, starting from page 81. Okay, yes, page 81. So we're still in the 4th surah, Surah An-Nisa, or the woman. Page 81, starting from ayah number 20, inshallah. But if you decide to take one wife in place of another, even if you had given the latter a whole treasure for dower, take not the least bit of it back. Would you take it by slander and a manifest wrong? And how could you take it when you have gone unto each other, and they have taken from you a solemn covenant? And marry not women that your fathers married, except what is past. It was a shameful and odious and abominable custom indeed. Okay, so Islam is now forbidding a man to marry a woman who his father has married previously, even if they're not together anymore. Whereas before Islam came down, it was allowed, I guess, in the society. Excuse me. Prohibited to you, excuse me. Prohibited to you for marriage are your mothers, daughters, sisters, father's sisters, so your aunties, mother's sisters, brother's daughters, your nieces, sisters' daughters, foster mothers who breastfed you, breastfed you, foster sisters, and your wives' mothers, your stepdaughters under your guardianship, born of your wives to whom you have gone in, so yeah, your stepdaughters, even if they're not your blood relatives. If you've raised them, they're prohibited to you for marriage. No prohibition if you have not gone in. So those who have been wives of your sons proceeding from your loins. So those who have been wives of... Okay, sorry. The following is also prohibited. Those who have been wives to your sons, so your in-law, daughter-in-laws, sorry, I couldn't think of it for a second. Your daughter-in-laws are also prohibited to you for marriage. And 2 sisters in wedlock at one and the same time, except for what is past. So you can't marry sisters at the same time. And when it says except for what is past, that means if you've done it before Islam came down, then you'll be forgiven because you did it before the law was brought down to you through Islam. But don't do it since since the law came down. Inshallah. For Allah is often forgiving and most merciful. Okay. Also prohibited are women already married, except those whom your right hands possessed. So a slave woman. Thus has Allah ordained prohibitions against you except for these. All others are lawful, provided you seek them in marriage with gifts from your property, desiring chastity, not lust. So don't marry women for your own physical desires. Marry them if it is good for them. And also, Islam prohibits a man to marry more than one woman if he can't take care of them, each of them, lawfully, equally. He has to treat them equally. He can't favor one over the other. And if he's financially unable to take care of another wife, then he's not allowed to take on another wife. He has to be able to financially take care of them and any children that they bear. Seeing that you derive benefit from them, give them their dowers, at least as prescribed. But if, after a dower is prescribed, you agree mutually to vary it, there is no blame on you, and Allah is all-knowing and wise. If any of you have not the means therewith to wed free believing women, they may wed believing girls from among those whom your right hands possess. so slave women. And Allah has full knowledge about your faith. You are one from another. Wed them with the leave of their owners and give them their dowers according to what is reasonable. So if you're marrying a slave woman, first of all, you're doing it to free her. And secondly, just because she was a slave woman doesn't mean that you can give them less of a dower than you would a free woman. Like, you have to treat them equally now. Like, okay. You are one from another. Wed them with the leave of their owners and give them their dowers according to what is reasonable. They should be chaste, not lustful, nor taking paramours. When they are taken in wedlock, if they fall into shame, their punishment is half that for free women. So they're punished less than free women if they fall into shame. This permission is for those among you who fear sin, but it is better for you that you practice self-restraint. And Allah is often forgiving and most merciful. Allah does wish to make clear to you and to show you the ordinances of those before you. And He does wish to turn to you in mercy, and Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Okay, page 83, ayah number 27. Allah does wish to turn to you, but the wish of those who follow their lusts is that you should turn away from Him, far, far away. Allah does wish to lighten your difficulties, for man was created weak in flesh. O you who believe, eat up not your property among yourselves in vanities, but let there be among you traffic and trade by mutual goodwill, nor kill or destroy yourselves, for verily Allah has been to you most merciful. If any do that in rancor and injustice, soon shall we cast them into the fire, and easy it is for Allah. If you but eschew the most heinous of the things which you are forbidden to do, we shall expel out of you all the evil in you, and admit you to a gate of great honor. And in no wise covet those things in which Allah has bestowed His gifts more freely on some of you than others. To men is allotted what they earn, and to women what they earn. But ask Allah of His bounty, for Allah has full knowledge of all things. To benefit everyone, we have appointed sharers and heirs to property left by parents and relatives, to those also to whom your right hand was pledged. Give their due portion, for truly Allah is witness to all things. Page 84, ayah 34. Men are the protectors and maintainers of women, because Allah has given the one more strength than the other, and because they support them from their means. Therefore, the righteous women are devoutly obedient and guard in the husband's absence, that Allah would have them guard. Meaning, if your husband's not around, like if he's away on a business trip or something, don't be like, oh, he's not here, what he doesn't know won't hurt him, and just do whatever you want. Stay loyal, women. Stay loyal, sisters. As to those women on whose part you fear disloyalty and ill conduct, admonish them first, next refuse to share their beds, and last, beat them lightly, it says here in this translation. Which this particular ayah there is very controversial, and many people use this against Islam, of course. This is one of the things that they use to say, see, Islam permits wife beating. Okay, please study a tafsir regarding this particular ayah. This very controversial ayah. This is ayah number 34, Surah 4. Surah 4, ayah 34. Because it doesn't encourage a husband to beat his wife at all. First of all, okay, the English language is by far way more inferior as a language than the Arabic language. Arabic is extremely intricate and complex compared to English. There are like thousands more words in Arabic than there are in English. So sometimes something is translated into English not very accurately due to the fact that English doesn't have the right word to explain what is being said in Arabic. Arabic is like poetry, and the translation into English does not do it justice. And for lack of a better word, they've used the word beat here. But really it means probably a closer word might be tap. I've seen some translations that say hit, which is also, in my opinion, it doesn't really translate well. Tap would probably be the best word in my opinion. Just the action of tapping. Okay, so you cannot, it's prohibited in Islam to hit your wife, to commit violence against your wife, to leave any marks on your wife, such as bruises or scratches or any kind of wounds from violence. And whatever marks you leave on your wife, if you leave like a red mark on your wife from slapping, you still have to answer to your actions in the face of Allah on Judgment Day. He will judge you for that. And also, it is the last resort. So, if your wife has been disloyal to you, tap them. It says lightly, not hard. As in, like, beat them lightly. As in, hit them hard, not hard enough to leave a mark. And that is the very last resort that you would resort to. First of all, it says you would admonish them. So probably talk to them, say, why'd you do that? Whatever, what's going on? Next, refuse to share their beds. So banish them from the bedroom as a punishment. All right, if they don't come around by the first thing, by talking to them. And then if they don't come around by banishing them from the bedroom, then as a last resort, tap them, wake them up a little bit. That's it. Okay? But do not resort to violence. It doesn't say here resort to violence at all against your wife. Okay. Anyways, for your own deeper understanding, I urge you to watch or read tafsir by a scholar, a real religious scholar on the matter. And so you can learn for yourself, inshallah. But if they return to obedience, seek not against them means of annoyance. For Allah is most high, great above you all. If you fear a breach between them twain, appoint 2 arbiters, one from his family and the other from hers. If they wish for peace, Allah will cause their reconciliation. For Allah has full knowledge and is acquainted with all things. Serve Allah and join not any partners with him, and do good to parents, kinsfolk, or orphans, those in need, neighbors who are near, neighbors who are strangers, the companion by your side, the wayfarer you meet, as in the traveler you meet, and what your right hands possess, which means if you own slaves, then do good for them, treat them well. For Allah loves not the arrogant, the vainglorious, nor those who are niggardly or enjoying niggardliness on others, or hide the bounties which Allah has bestowed on them. For we have prepared for those who resist faith a punishment that steeps them in contempt. Yeah, so just keep in mind that Islam has come down to set some boundaries to a people who previously had barely any boundaries at all. So Islam is a way of life, a set of rules which you must follow in order to lead a good life, live a good life, and a righteous life, and develop a relationship with your Creator. Whereas previously, before Islam, in this part of the world where Islam came down, there were a lot of bad things going on, a lot of bad things. So Islam came down as a means to allow people to live better lives, inshallah, and know their Creator. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Okay, guys, stay tuned for part 2